Turning to the world of sports. Oh, usually you have drums and stuff. The number one ranked tennis player on the men's side, Russian-born Daniil Medvedev, he has been asked, it's possible that he won't be able to play in this year's Wimbledon tournament because Britain's sports minister is considering banning all Russian athletes who don't publicly denounce Vladimir Putin and the invasion of Ukraine. Joining us now to discuss, radio host Simon Conway and host of Stacey on the Right and Project 21 co-chair Stacey Washington. Hey, Simon, we're going to start with you. I haven't seen you in a while. Great to have you back.
Good to see you.
This to me seems just insane, Simon. Our country, you should be allowed to have different opinions, and we kick them around. But this might also put Medvedev in jeopardy of being tossed in jail for speaking out against Putin.
Or worse, actually, right? It could be worse with Putin.
Yeah.
I think this is ridiculous, to be perfectly frank with you. You cannot simply ban people because they're Russian and won't condemn the war the way you want them to condemn the war. To me, it's just nuts. I don't think we should be doing that at all. I don't think the oligarch thing is going to have much success either, because if you take the oligarch thing, the assumption is, right, we're going to put pressure on these very rich people who are then going to call Vladimir up and say, hey, I need my money.
Exactly.
Stop the war. And it's just not going to happen. It's so unrealistic. And why do normal people understand that? And those in power seem to have no clue. I don't know.
Yeah, well, former top tennis star Martina Navratilova, who defected from Czechoslovakia when it was part of the Soviet bloc, she says that Russian athletes should not be forced to speak out. So she understands it, saying, I don't think that you should ask them to be more vocal about it because they have family to consider. And now, you know, they can get 15 years in prison for talking about the war, Stacey, as Bob pointed out.
So, there is a lack of understanding, and it's because everyone here in the West believes that the Russians have the same kind of power that we have in a way, because we can elect someone or not elect them the next election cycle. We have recall systems, and we have the court of public opinion, which matters a great deal here. In Russia, that's not the case. And so Russian citizens have had elections, but I really doubt the veracity of those elections, and the polls that show that Putin still has over 71% approval in his own country, even after he's launched his invasion in Ukraine. Russians largely believe Ukrainians are their own people, that they're the same people group. They have relatives there, they vacation there, and vice versa. And so this is really hurting them. And the other thing that's interesting is the oligarchs are largely Westernized individuals. So some of them made their money before Putin came to power, and most of them have made their money in sectors where it's not that they're rich because of Putin. They're rich because they made investments or partnerships with Western countries. They're practicing capitalism. So Putin is really a dictator. He operates on his own, and we need to understand that.
Yeah, Heather, it does seem crazy. They think that keeping the really rich people from getting some of their assets is going to change anybody's mind as far as Putin said, oh, okay, then we're not going to take Ukraine.
Yeah, no. And as we were doing this segment, I was thinking how interesting it is that that woman, she was a producer or something, who jumped behind that live report that was being done on television in Russia with the no war sign, that she has not apparently been arrested yet because she's still been speaking out in Russia. But then at the same time, we did that story earlier about that young 28-year-old American who has disappeared within Russia, and his parents haven't heard from him since Saturday. So that tells you how dangerous
you
it is.
feel, though, I guess I feel like there are conversations going on about that woman that protested that you and I don't know about. I don't know if this ends up well for her.
Right.
I hope she ends up okay.
We surely do. Well, everyone stick around because we're not done yet. Coming up, we're going to talk about some latest news. I believe we're going to talk about Jussie Smollett coming up.